هلو حبايبي ازيكم ان شاء الله تكونوا بخير. Today we're going to describe full details about neutralization reaction. The purpose of this reaction to prepare salt. The salt produced will be soluble. طيب, the soluble salt or the reaction includes the reaction between acid and alkali. Alkali means the base used should be soluble. For example, let's describe the reaction between sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide. Previously, we described the behavior, the acid in the solution, لأن الacid produces hydrogen ions where sodium hydroxide produces hydroxide ions. اللي هيحصل molecules of the water, okay, will be formed, okay, and the second product will be our salt, which is sodium sulfate. يبقى products water and sodium sulfate. Our salt sodium sulfate Na2SO4. زي ما احنا شايفين, the ions will not join. Why? I told you before, because this salt is soluble. فالsoluble salts in a solution will be formed as ions. Next, we will go to prepare our salt practically. Full steps. احنا تعرفنا في البارت اللي فات ايه اللي بيحصل للكيميكالز اوكي in solution او in the reaction medium بيحصل ايه inside it. طيب يا ترى practically how can I prepare the salt practically؟ طبعا we have here our tools. عندي burette and conical flask where I have here my chemicals reactants اللي أنا المفروض I'm going to use them to form my salt. The first chemical, which is sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid, and the second chemical is sodium hydroxide. Okay? طيب, ايه بقى next step? The first step. The first step ان أنا I'm going to fill my burette. I'm going to fill my burette with the acid. هنفل burette كده لغاية لما البيوريت تبقى filled لغاية 0.0. تبقى كده I will call the burette إن هي filled. يبقى هنا I will add my acid. The first step, fill the burette with the dilute sulfuric acid. The second step, getting certain volume of sodium hydroxide using دي اسمها pipette or pipette or using measuring cylinder. احنا طبعا we described before that the pipette is more accurate than measuring cylinder. يبقى by using this I'm going to take certain volume of the sodium hydroxide. مثلا نقول 25. يبقى هنا inside the beaker I will add 25 centimeter cube of sodium hydroxide. طيب أعمل إيه بعد كده؟ In the conical flask I'm not adding only the chemical. لا, أنا I need to add the indicator. لأن indicator هو will tell me will show me يا ترى أنا I'm going to run أو add sulfuric acid to the sodium hydroxide to the 25 at the A. I don't know how much sulfuric acid needed to neutralize the 25 of sodium hydroxide. مين اللي هيقول لي the indicator؟ هيقول لي ازاي يا مس؟ He's not talking, simply by changing its color. يبقى in the conical flask don't forget to add I will add here the indicator. Okay, what's going to be my indicator؟ ناخد methyl orange. methyl orange أنا دلوقتي in the conical flask في sodium hydroxide and methyl orange. If you remember, methyl orange with alkaline it will going to be yellow. يبقى the first or starting color will be yellow. Then the next step is I'm going to run. I will run هنا open my what? My tape. Okay, open my tap. So in order to run the acid, running the acid ليه؟ عشان react with sodium hydroxide. Run the acid from the burette. I run بقى لغاية الآخر؟ لا, until the color changes. The color changes means أول drop just change in the color. Just change in the color يبقى معناها حصل neutralization عشان ما احطش excess acid. فأول color في النيوترال medium بالنسبة للميثايل أورنج في النيوترال بيديني إيه؟ بيتحول إلى orange. So the acid will يعني I will the acid run from the burette. Okay, till what? Till the color changes from yellow to orange. خلاص, when the color changes I'm going to check the volume. يا ترى طبعا الليكويد هينزل تحت. Okay, و stop at a certain volume, and then I have to record the volume of the acid needed to neutralize the 25 centimeter cube of the sodium hydroxide. Now, after formation of the salt solution, by observing the change in the color from yellow to orange means neutralization happen. يبقى الميديم في الكونيكال flask is neutral. Let's prepare complete our steps to get the crystals of pure salt اللي هو sodium sulfate. طب let's remember ايه اللي موجود في الكونيكال flask. I have here my salt اللي هو sodium sulfate, and I have water. If you remember the reaction, sodium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid يديني sodium sulfate and water. But don't forget ان انا مش عندي بس دول. اوكي, عندي كمان the indicator. يبقى انا عندي هنا السولت solution, لان salt sodium sulfate and water بنقول عليه we call it solution, and I have the methyl orange indicator. Okay, so can I evaporate in the presence of indicator? لا. So what will happen? I have to, before crystallization and evaporation, I have to repeat the experiment, but without the indicator. يعني simply I'm going to remove the repeat experiment without the indicator. ازاي؟ خلاص ما انا عارف ان انا في الاكسبيرمنت used 25 centimeter cube من الصوديوم hydroxide, and from the titration I've got the correct volume for the neutralization of sulfuric acid. مثلا نقول مثلا يطلع 20 centimeter cube. Okay, so repeat experiment without indicators using the same volumes. يعني simply measure 25 sodium hydroxide, 20 sulfuric acid, and add them together. If I add them together, so only I will get the salt solution اللي هو sodium sulfate and water. Then أعمل get my evaporating basin or evaporating dash and add the solution here. Then evaporate the solution till crystallization point. يعني till crystallization point يعني till crystals starts to appear. طبعا sometimes I have generally شوية crystals ولسه في solution لأن I shouldn't evaporate till dryness. ففي crystals وفي other solution. ده لو يعني I'm explaining generally crystallization. لو في crystals ولسه في solution, so simply filter crystals, then dry يبقى filter out my crystals, then dry crystals between two filter papers. Okay,